Hello everyone. Today's topic is China's solo founder economy, that is a rapid rise in the growth of one-person companies in China. In a video that I posted a few days ago, we talked about the rapid rise of one-person unicorn, and there is not yet evidence that one person plus AI can really grow to a billion-dollar company, but there are a lot of examples of many successful companies started by two people or three people, a small team, and already valued over $1 billion company. I gave some examples of those companies in the last video. So we'll talk a few statistics today about the growth of one-person companies in China, and a report that was released last week about the one-person companies in China, that is 2026 one-person companies in China, released last week, and it has some very interesting statistics. So the report first focused on the human AI cost ratio, that is HACR, and found that the human AI cost ratio is currently 72. And what that means is, if companies spend $1 in artificial intelligence and the output they produce is equivalent to $72 that they invest in human labor. So that is really 72 times more productive than human labor, AI labor produce that much. So that is the first finding of the report, interesting finding. And second finding is that you don't really have to have technical expertise like coding to start an AI company. So what the report found is that 75% of the solo founders in China do not have any technical skill at all. So that is the second finding. And the third interesting finding is that these one-person AI companies, thanks to AI, have a very low entry barriers. What the OPC report, 2026 OPC report about China found is that the median monthly spending by those solo founders in China is only $39. That is, they spend only $39. That the median, which means more than 50% of the companies spend less than $39 as kind of AI spending every month. So these are really some of the very interesting findings. And so what you need to be successful in the AI world is that not a lot of technical skills, but you have to understand industry specific knowledge and how you can create value for your customers using artificial intelligence tool. That is really important, and coding skills are not important at all. So, and these are facilitated in China by some of the legal and policy related changes that have been coming in the kind of last few years at the federal level, that is the central government, as well as many municipality, many provincial governments have very user friendly, I mean the entrepreneur friendly policies. So in 2024, China removed the capital requirement to start companies, and anyone can start a company from idea to registering a companies. That is only 12 days, very short time it is taking in China. In addition to that, the governments at various levels, like the central government, provincial government, cities, provide a lot of subsidies. Like they give smart vouchers that can be used to buy tokens, AI, artificial intelligence tokens, and they provide free or highly subsidized apartment for one-person AI companies. Doesn't necessarily have to be one person, but started by a small team, and they might also provide free offices. So these are really kind of a lot of policy entrepreneurship friendly policies if people are using AI to do those businesses. And not surprisingly, last year's data, China already had 16 million 1% companies, and only in the first half of 2025, close to 3 million 1% companies were started in China, and not necessarily, not all of them use AI, but a big proportion of them use AI. Actually, 92% of 1% companies in China make heavy use of AI. So these are some of the most interesting foundings in related to 1% companies in China. So what it means? And we don't know how many of those millions of 1% companies, many of them heavily rely on AI, will be successful. It is too early to know any kind of success stories about many of those companies. Although there are a few companies highly successful, but out of those millions, they can be counted in fingers currently. Actually, successful companies that. So that means, but it provides some idea, not only for big countries like China or the US, but also for many global South countries, developing countries, where AI provides a lot of opportunities to engage in entrepreneurial activities. This does not mean that you really have to quit your job if you have really a job that you like, high paying job, and so it may not be time to quit. But these kind of 1% companies, that is 1% plus AI, becoming a successful company is becoming more and more kind of real in this AI world. And what is important that I talked earlier is to have industry specific knowledge and how you can create value for the customers, and you don't necessarily need coding skills or other type of technical skills to be a successful kind of 1% company, starting a successful 1% company that is a solo founder. And so creating value is the most important thing again. And thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.